So 0-3, 6 forced changes, including one about 2 seconds before the first bounce. Umpiring definitely not against you today. How's life going as an AFL coach?
Yeah, we spoke about that before the game. Yeah, it's all happening, but that's okay. As a footy club, I spoke to the players about that. We're going through a little bit at the moment, a bit of adversity. Guys getting sore at training. But in the end, we've got to go with a no-risk attitude, irrelevant of what we ask, win-loss. So for guys like Brody, and if there's any risk with playing them, we just can't. They're too important to us. So we made some calls on players that were a bit sore. Even with Morris, before the game, he felt like, even if he felt like he could play, it's like if you can't play at 100%, we've got some fresh players that give them a go. So yeah, we're going through a little bit, but in saying that, we've come up against 2 quality sides in Carlton and Port Adelaide, and I feel like when we do play our best footy in patches, that we can take it up to the best team. So there's elements of our game that we're really proud of.
Just on Morris, can you just talk us through, was that something that happened in the warm-up or something you carried during the week, and when did you make the call?
No, he just tweaked his back in the warm-up in the room, just doing a little tackle technique drill. Tried to warm up out on the field and just didn't feel right, so he made the call himself. Yeah, and as I said, against a quality side like Port, we need guys that are fully fit, so we made that call out there. So I felt sorry for the kid because he's actually in pretty good form, puts on a lot of pressure, and he's the type of guy that we love out there. So yeah, that was unlucky for him.
You talk about the patches, the good patches, and you're showing that you can be really competitive with these sides. On the other side of things, though, the inconsistency has been obvious in the first 3 rounds, the patches that have let you down. What do you think's going wrong in those moments?
Oh, well, I think if you take 3 defenders out of any team before the game, so we lose Gibcus, Young and Broad, and we brought in some young players. Ben Miller hadn't played for a little while, Trezise, Brown, so there's some synergy that needs to happen. So that's really hard. Like, we're coming up against a quality side and it's AFL footy, so I get it. We're proud and we expect to win, but we've got to be really realistic about it, that it might take a little bit of time and there could be some failures. So spoke to the players around that again. We haven't had any synergy. We haven't gone into any game without a change, or without a forced change. So yeah, so that's going to give there's going to be some ebbs and flows in the game. But I'm really, like I said, I'm more excited about what we are producing when we do play the right way. We've just got to obviously stem the flow when they've got the momentum. Like 7 goals in the third quarter is just not good enough, and our players will look at that and they'll just be really honest with the way they review it, and we'll just get better on Tuesday when we get back into the club.
You lost no friends today, but is there a bit of a sort of cautious balance to be struck here? Like, you are 0-3, and sort of there's a bit of a reality as well.
Well, when you say reality, we expect to be competitive. So yeah. I thought we were competitive.
Yep.
Again, we want to win, and our players want to win. We've got some real proud players that expect to get out there and perform and win. So we're under no illusions that's what we come to the game to do, is win. But we've just got to be realistic about it, that there could be some challenges along the way. So as I said, our consistency, last week it was the second quarter, Carlton got a hold of us, and this week it was just one little patch in the third quarter. I was really proud of our response to be able to kick 4 goals in the third, late in the third, to just give us that arrest that momentum. We've been working on that. So yeah, there's still elements that we're really happy with.
You talk about the defence though, they seem to really get on top in the midfield though. That's where the match seemed to turn. Like, obviously that doesn't impact the defence. What do you think happened in there? What was sort of breaking down? Was it just them just having a hop spurt? Was there something that was actually breaking down?
Oh, it was a bit of everything really. There wasn't a lot of throw-ins. Their centre bounce, they kicked 4 goals from centre bounce, which our captain won't be happy with. He drives that, he knows that. They'll look at that and they'll review it. And they've got some quality midfielders. They got on top, they got the momentum, but as I said, I'm happy with the response and being able to arrest that momentum. But yeah, there's patches of that third quarter where it just wasn't good enough, and we'll look at it.
How did you assess the ruck battle? Obviously, first time ever back against his old club.
Well, I think they tore it away. Look, as I said, Nank, there'll be elements of parts of the game where you feel like he played really well, and our rucks battled manfully, but there was other parts of the game where they got momentum. So that's part and parcel of ruck craft. They obviously know each other. I thought around the ground, I didn't think they were a big issue. The contested marks around the ground, I thought we dealt with that really well. As I said, we'll look at that and be really honest with the way we review as we normally would.
You've obviously had to call on a lot of that depth. Jack Ross is someone who I think played a pretty good game tonight, 26 disposals and a goal. How impressed were you by him among others, and do you think he'll finally be able to crack his way into the best 22 this year?
Yeah, well, that's a story we're really happy with. Those sorts of stories is what we're really happy with. So Rossi's been thrown around, he's played forward, he's played wing, and then obviously Jacob Hopper going out and it gives him opportunity to go and play inside mid. And there was patches in the game where he was really strong in that area. There will be patches in the game where he feels like he could improve, but the synergy around just getting some continuity in that position is going to be really important. So he'll get an opportunity again next week to do the same thing. So hopefully he just gets better and better.
Who do you get back next week? Nathan Broad or Jacob Hopper? Will they be available?
Broady most likely. He had a tight calf. It was just too risky to play him, so he should be okay. Hop probably not. He's going to go in tomorrow just to have a bit of a look inside his knee, so he might be out for 2 weeks. They might have a bit of a clean out, so same sort of thing. He probably could have tried to push his way through it, but he's too important. Like, we want him to be able to train and get on top of that now, so he's going to go in tomorrow, and we'll get the full extent of that tomorrow afternoon, but we're thinking it'll be a couple of weeks.
Morris should be okay.
Yeah, he's walking around, he's okay. Like I said, he just tweaked his back pre-game, and I think by half-time he was a bit angry that he couldn't get out there and help, so he'll be fit and ready to go.
Did you get any more casualties today?
No, touch wood. We'll probably find that out later. But the majority of the boys got through, and they've obviously got some bumps and bruises like they normally would. But hopefully everyone else is okay, and we can maybe go into a game without so many changes.
You referenced great stories before, but the fact that New Zealander made his debut after not being on the list 35 days ago is pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, and it is. And he's obviously new to the game, and that his story is amazing. But just more to the fact, he's played on an MCG in front of his family, and so we've got to temper the fact that we want to win, but he's just had the opportunity of a lifetime, and now he's got a taste for it. So he'll just be better for the run. There's times where he looked lost out there, and that's okay. But we're just really proud of his story. But more to the point, and he's had an opportunity and a taste now. And to be fair, we've got like Tom Brown, and we've got some young players that haven't played a lot of footy, that have maybe played their first game on the MCG in front of a big crowd. So that's going to take a little bit of time. So we've got some youth coming through. And as I said, I was more proud of the efforts of those players. And when we did have some momentum, we looked pretty potent.
First time you've seen a haka up close, Adam?
It's not the first time I've seen it. I've got family that have, a Samoan family that have been to the wedding and watched the haka, but it's impressive, and it's amazing tradition, and just to see their pride and their passion before the game. Tried to get our coaches up and perform a haka before in the team meeting before the game, but we didn't want to do it. But that's what I mean. Like, the story around that is awesome, and as I said, I think he'll just get better and better.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.